Okay. Okay. This reporter places the blame for all of this squarely on you, the viewers.
Would you say we'd be venturing into a zone of danger?
It doesn't matter what you think.
You're listening to the Our Take Podcast with Brian Sherman.
He had a full head, all the way till the end. It was white, and I was hoping to get that. I was hoping to get, like, the full head, and it was really hard to cut it off.
And Spencer Rogers.
To be a good pilot, you have to be able to make good decisions, and I know what my credit score is, so I know I don't make good decisions.
This is the Our Take Podcast.
Just had to listen to it back. From Scary Parent Media Studios in Ogden, Utah, it's the Our Take Podcast, episode 87.
Yeah.
I'm Brian.
I don't know, man.
So this is the first time we're trying YouTube Live, and everything that could go wrong has gone wrong so far. But, we get Murphy out of the way. And we're back, baby. So for everybody that was listening
for
at
the record, it's not completely fixed, but hopefully you won't notice.
If you got your ears hurt at the beginning, we're really sorry. It shouldn't happen again. Shouldn't.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It may.
Find us at the Arctic Pod on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or at thearcticpodcast.com. This day in history. It's May 24th, by the way. Mary Had a Little Lamb is published. What year?
1872.
Hey, you know what? 1830. But, the right century.
Yeah, I was there.
1830. Mary Had a Little Lamb. I don't know how many verses there are.
Her fleece was white as snow, if
you remember correctly. Yeah. We're a little frazzled.
No,
sorry, everybody.
My notes have disappeared, and I don't know why they're.
Let me tell you something that happened in my world this week. It was kind of windy yesterday.
Yeah, it was.
And my cat, we were loading. We got Quinn a new bed, and we were loading it into the house, and my cat was sitting in the doorway. And you could hear her just now.
Yeah.
I'll get to it, right?
Okay.
Yeah. She was sitting in the doorway, just on the threshold, and the wind blew the door shut on her tail.
Oh, no.
And then my dog can hear her yowling.
Mm-hmm.
And goes and bites her tail. I don't know if he did any more damage, but anyway.
Why did he bite her tail?
I have no idea.
He's just like, here, let me fix that.
Yeah. And so she got a pretty good gash, like it ripped skin all the way down to the bone on her tail.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So we took her in, and the vet called Ashley and was like, sometimes when this happens, it's so bad that we have to amputate the tail. And this is not one of those times.
What the?
It's literally.
Can you imagine going to the doctor with a broken penis or something?
Right.
Like sometimes
we have to cut it off.
We have to cut it off, but this isn't one of those times. Like, whoa.
Yeah.
Dr. Johnson.
She's on pain meds, and the reason you could hear her yowling right now is because the pain meds are really gross.
Oh.
You kind of get it on her tongue or on her gums.
Right.
But $350 to get it stitched up, it's wrapped.
So expensive.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Without insurance, if I got my ass stuck in a door, just, because I don't have a tail.
Yeah.
And I had to get stitches.
Yeah.
How much would it cost?
I don't know. Thousands and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
200,000 at least.
So I'm just going to start going to a vet.
Well, you could just pay cash and the doctor would bump it down to like $3. It's either going to be $200,000 or if you pay cash, $20.
Right. So anyway, she's doing a lot better now. She's on pain meds, but prayers for Jezebel. If you would, hashtag that.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers. I need to play a Family Guy clip. Oh my gosh, I gotta find it. I'll play it during the break. Okay. Goodness, I lost all my stuff during one of the mini restarts we did. News.
Yeah.
Just at the top here, I think we actually have a fair amount of non-coronavirus news today.
Right, which is good. because we want to be here not only to talk about coronavirus and the devastation that it is.
Sorry, I don't have my piano music. You gotta warn me so I can get my library of piano music.
If you didn't listen to last week's episode, Spencer and I went on maybe a 10, 15 minute. We forgot we were recording, and he was playing piano music, and we were doing fake commercials.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
During these times.
But this is one of the reasons we wanted to do the YouTube thing, was because we know people are just sitting around, and maybe you'll watch this show for an hour and a half while we just banter and talk about things that are bugging us. Anyway.
Well,
what do you got that's non-corona?
This probably could have been a random headline, but I just wanted to it's kind of frightening. You know Mickey Mouse, right? Are you familiar with Mickey the Mouse?
I think so.
You know how he is a mouse, but he has human-like features.
Right.
Like, he doesn't look like a mouse.
Yes, Walt anthropomorphized him.
Yeah. So scientists, made a mouse embryo that's 4% human, the highest level of human cells in an animal yet. So I don't know if Disney is behind this and they're trying to breed a real-life Mickey the Mouse.
They made a mouse embryo that's 4% human?
Yeah.
This is Alex Jones type stuff right here.
Well, you'd think, but it's CNN.
It's not InfoWars.
So the hybrid is what scientists call a human-animal chimera?
Chimera.
Oh.
Chimera. Yeah, that's Alex Jones.
Better. A single organism...
organism.
A single organism that's made up of two different sets of cells. In this case, a mouse embryo that has both human and mouse. The point is that mouses grow faster than humans, and
mice, right?
Mouses. And so, if they put our cells in it, they are thinking that it can regrow things much rapidly, and apparently there's some science behind it.
Right.
So when you do get your butt stuck in the door and you need a new one, the mouse will be able to grow one for you.
That's their excuse anyway. Yeah, Alex Jones is all about the human-pig chimeras.
Oh, that's hot.
Yeah, pig man.
Well, maybe that's why pigs are... So he's behind the pigs.
The swine epidemic.
The pigs taking over. I didn't know that we were going to dip into pig news here.
Swine news.
No,
that's a good point.
There's not any.
The government is behind the swine getting loose.
Yeah.
So that people might...
Mate
with them?
With the pigs. And
naturally...
I'd like to put 4% of me in...
naturally occurring pig-human chimera. Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of rapidly growing and animals, I have an announcement to make.
Okay.
What was that? Was that the cat?
No, I think that was Quinn.
Oh. Now I don't normally. You know how when you get pregnant, you're not supposed to tell anybody for like
12 weeks.
Yeah.
You're in the danger
zone. I don't tell people I have baby birds until because I've had several of them die lately.
Have you really? You haven't even told me that.
Well, it's because it happens like within a day or so. It's pretty quick, and they just don't make it for one reason or the other.
So they hatch and then it's just over.
Yeah. But I have a bird. I have a baby bird that is 3 weeks.
How about that?
2 weeks old.
You didn't even tell me, which means that you really got a superstition here.
No, well, I just found that when you tell people, then they ask about it, then you're like, oh yeah, it died, and then they're like, oh no, I'm so.
That's
and
why
I'm just
you don't.
like,
same reason you don't tell people your grandma's in the hospital.
Right.
Because if you tell them, then they're gonna ask, and then you gotta
So one thing about this bird is that I noticed right off is it has a red eye.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, which means that it's sort of albino.
All right.
It's
pulling up a picture.
It's called a Lutino pearl. That's what it looks like.
That's cool.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah, just hold it up to the camera right there. Yep.
I'm watching myself to see if that's going to work.
Is that the bird?
Yeah, that is the bird.
Yeah.
It's grown quite significantly within the last.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they grow real fast.
Is that its dad, back there in the back?
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you name this one?
We don't know. I don't know because
Male or female?
I don't know yet. It'll be hard to tell for a while.
If it's male or female?
Yeah,
Oh.
unless it starts singing. Oh,
Isn't
yeah, look
like-
at that. You can see a picture.
Yeah, isn't like the chicks? I feel like I've seen on like How It's Made, or Mike Rowe.
Chicks.
Like chickens, when they're sexing them, they look at the feathers and see if they're different heights. Is that not the same for all birds?
No, not at all. Some birds they don't even have, like lovebirds are. There's a word for it.
Cloaca.
No. Well, yeah, but there's a word for when you can't tell a difference between the sexes. But with cockatiels, you can tell, but you have to wait till they get older because they're all born with female plumage.
Oh, okay.
So, the only way to really the way I could tell with my last one is he started singing and whistling and
Only males do that?
Yeah, only males are really. Some females will do it, but not
Oh.
in such a way that he's
trying to attract a mate.
Right.
Interesting.
So yeah, that's been going on. That's all that's been going on in my life.
Your life. Well, let's talk about the National Guard for a second, because this one's kind of interesting.
What about the State Guard?
It's the same thing.
No, it's not. Not in Texas.
Well, we're not in Texas. All right. So the Trump administration, obviously called in the National Guard to help with coronavirus. And basically all of the states have been asking that they stick around.
Okay.
But Trump is flirting with the idea of just
Taking over the United States. and-
no, sending them home.
Oh.
But on its face, you'd be like, okay, send them home, right?
Uh-huh.
But he wants to send them home on day 89. Guess what happens on day 90?
I don't know.
They get benefits.
What do you mean by benefits?
They get like health benefits.
Wait, why don't they already get the? What do you?
I guess retirement benefit implications. Maybe it's just retirement. I think it's just retirement benefits. But it's just a dick move, man. Like, why do that?
I don't know. I mean,
It's not a coincidence. You know it's not a coincidence.
I'd hope. Well, I don't know. I mean, he does seem to be losing the favor of the military.
But
So-
the governors are asking for them to stay,
Right.
and he's still sending them home, and it just happens to be on day 89.
It's weird.
Yeah, no, he's doing it on purpose.
Well,
I
I
think
don't-
Stephen Miller is.
I
behind
don't
this.
know what the 90. What? I don't know.
They start getting retirement benefits,
But
money. They start getting extra money. That's the point.
Oh, here we go. Some national of occurring benefits. What kind of benefits? Anyway, okay.
Yeah.
I just didn't. I don't know. I didn't know that the National Guard worked that way or whatever. Well, speaking of this and the National Guard and Trump trying to take over the country, this week he got on another. I'm gonna override the governor's tangent.
Oh yeah.
Now,
Forgot about
I
that.
don't know if the Republican Party has forgot what they stand for. It's supposed to be little government. We need a Second Amendment so
Right.
that the government doesn't rise up and take over.
Right.
But they are okay with Trump saying, I can override the governors. I can do whatever I want. I'm the president.
Right.
Now, Trump is stupid, and he says stupid things all the time, so that's no surprise. But his new press secretary
McEnany
is an awful, awful person, and she's dumb, and she's a whore,
Do you think?
and she's
a whore. Do you think she's worse? So let's take.
Yes.
So we have the last one doesn't count because she never had a press conference.
But if you're asking about Huckabee, yes,
Spicer.
yeah, oh yeah. I don't even hate Sean Spicer that much.
Oh come on, are you serious?
Listen, okay, so I'm gonna play this clip from her, okay?
Okay.
And listen to how she doesn't just lie; she spins it into something that is just that stupid people would fall for. So
Trump.
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Trump supporters. I've kind of over
Well, to
pretending to.
answer your question, I think the Republican Party forgot what they stood for in 2016.
Yeah, I guess.
When they nominated Trump.
Listen to this.
To override the governors. Under what authority would he do that? And to your point, he said several weeks ago, this is all up to the governors.
Well, I think you're posing a hypothetical, and I think we can all hope that we see governors.
He would override the governors.
You're posing a hypothetical, though. You're assuming that governors are going to keep churches shut down and keep mosques shut down and
Hang on,
keep
pause this for a
synagogues
second.
shut down.
No,
that is
you
a
need to listen to the
hypothetical
whole
question,
thing.
and we'll leave it to these
The
faith
president
communities
stood
to
there
reopen.
and said if governors don't
We'll
listen
leave
to
it to
him,
faith
he's gonna
communities to
override their
reopen. And
authority.
Kristen, I think we can all hope that this Sunday people are allowed to pray to their gods across this country. That's a good thing.
Okay, now go ahead but this is before the spin. So if you think this is bad,
Well, I don't
hold
think-
on to yourself.
I heard this clip. I heard the beginning of it before this because it's important for people to understand what happened here. Donald Trump said, I am stating that churches are essential businesses,
Right.
places, and they will be open on Sunday, and if the governors don't do it, I will override them. That's why the press is asking this question.
Right.
Because he doesn't have the authority to override the governors. That's
Right.
the whole point.
And many of the outbreaks have been caused by churches.
Right.
Like
A
pretty
lot
much
of them.
South Korea started from a church.
Right.
There was a there was a pastor in Virginia or one of the Carolinas that refused
Yep.
to stop.
Got a bunch of people sick.
No, he died.
Well, I know. Yeah, there's been a bunch.
So-
yeah. There was one in, I think he was in Africa somewhere.
Yeah.
That was laying on hands, saying that he was healing people.
Ah.
He died yesterday.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Now, you ready for the spin?
Yeah. Let's hear the spin.
In
What
accordance with the
specific
guidelines.
provision of federal law allows the president to override a
The
governor's
president will
decision?
strongly encourage every governor to allow their churches to reopen. And boy, it's interesting to be in a room that desperately wants to seem to see these churches and houses of worship stay closed.
The president said
Yes,
that he
yes.
has
Haley,
that.
I object to that. I mean, I go to church. I'm dying to go back to church. The question that we're asking you and would like to have asked the president and Dr. Birx is it safe? And if it's not safe, is the president trying to encourage that, or does the president agree with Dr. Birx that people should wait?
Jeff, it is safe to reopen your churches if you do so in accordance with the guidelines, which are laid out very stringent detail here about promoting
Detail.
hygiene practices, and there are 5 bullet points, and cloth face coverings. If social distancing is not possible,
Careful.
it's recommended.
Face coverings.
Intensifying cleanings, promoting
So,
social distance. We lay them out
she does it
meticulously.
again.
So I am thankful that we have a president
Oh my
that
gosh.
celebrates the First Amendment there.
We're not asking you if the president or people are allowing
These are all different reporters that are going
Americans to
after.
pray. That's not the
To
question
gather
that
in
people
their
are asking.
places of worship, to attend church services, to pray together. And the president has laid out a clear path.
Oh.
The CDC has
did.
laid out a clear path for this to take place, for our First Amendment to be exercised in a way that is safe and robust. And that is something that is a good thing, and I'm thankful that we have a president who celebrates the First Amendment and helps
Donald
it to
J.
be
Trump
celebrated
does
in
not
its
go to
fullest and
church.
most
I'm
robust
sorry.
way possible.
He does not go to church.
So that whole
If you care.
I can
but it doesn't
forgive
matter.
Trump for saying that because I don't know. He's pretty stupid. He may not know that he can't do that.
No, he thinks he's all powerful.
Yeah.
But, he
But
does,
that
certainly off the
spin
cuff.
on that makes me so mad because you know what that does is it enrages this base of his
Right.
saying, "Oh, the liberal this spin is what's causing the fake news phenomenon."
Right.
None of these reporters, none of them said, I don't want us to go back to church. We're anti-religion. We would prefer that people stay away from churches and worship Satan," which is how
Right.
she was spinning it.
Right.
And in no way was that the question. The question was simply, is it safe? And where in the world does it say in the Constitution the president
Under
can
what
override
authority?
the governors?
Right. Under what authority
and
can you
for
do that?
somehow she turned it around to, well, the media hates God and loves Satan and
Right. Yeah.
What?
And that was this guy objects, like, I go to church. Kaylee, isn't Kaylee? Is that her name? Kaylee? Yeah. McEnhaney.
I don't know.
Yeah, I knew she was going to be bad because the very first press conference she gave, she was like, someone asked her, will you ever lie to us? Or can you promise you'll never lie to us? And she's like, yes, I promise I will never lie to you. And then the very next thing she did was lie. Did you see the binder? The fake binder?
Uh-uh.
So out of nowhere last week, Trump claimed that he had a plan all along for coronavirus, like since January.
Right.
That he's had this plan, and the press is like, you've never said anything about a plan that you've had. And so he and Kayleigh walked out to the lawn to board the chopper, and she had in her hand what looked like a binder that hadn't been opened yet for this is the plan.
On Sharpie, it said like the plan or something.
Yeah, I think it was even on Fox News. They were like, they had correspondence. They're like, your beat is the White House. We understand that. Have you ever heard of the plan or seen that plan?
Right.
And they're like, no, that's never been mentioned.
I think besides the obvious, the Hannitys and the Tuckers and the psychopaths at Fox News, the news people are done with Trump. Chris Wallace laid into the press secretary about her obvious lies, and there was something else that she had completely.
Did I tell you about the Tucker Carlson versus Hannity?
Yeah, you did. And we talked about that
last week.
Yeah.
You're more likely to get COVID if you're a Hannity listener than a Tucker listener. Who's the other Fox guy that defends Trump a lot? He's the news guy. He's not an opinion show guy.
Oh.
Man. He was talking smack on the hydroxychloroquine thing. Went off.
Oh, there was an MSNBC one that did too. That is was a pretty big Trump guy, and he just he laid in whoa,
maybe it was
settle down.
Yeah,
bro.
he read like all of those different studies.
Yeah. Oh, that's what Chris Wallace ripped into Trump and what's her name?
Kayleigh.
For mail-in ballot.
Oh my
lies.
gosh! Can we talk about that for a sec?
Yeah. What would you do if I'd been like, you know what?
I will just move on to the next
Actually,
topic.
no.
So, I mean, I've voted mail-in for like the past, I don't know, 3-4 elections.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's primaries or generals or local elections. I didn't realize that it was just a Utah thing, or not that we were a test state. Did you know we were a test state?
Did not.
That's why this is a thing.
Oh.
Because of COVID, people are saying, "Hey, why don't we do mail-in voting?"
Right.
Well, how would the Republicans fare if every citizen voted?
And you know what? Chris Wallace actually, when he was ripping them, brought up a point that I guess the majority of people who do mail-in ballots are over 65. So they would probably lean Republican. So it may or may not be an advantage for.
Everybody's assuming it's an advantage for the Democrats, including the Republicans.
There's a chance that it could swing the other way. But I think the disconnect there is that people over 65 go vote regardless. So
Sure, yeah. I mean, but there's been no evidence in Utah of voter fraud.
Right.
In fact, I typically, with my mail-in ballot, I get it in the mail.
Mm-hmm.
I'll usually go drop it off myself. I won't put it back in my mailbox. I'll go
That's
drop
what
it
I
off
did.
in the...
That's what I did this year. Now, one thing, Chris Wallace, he said that there has really been no widespread evidence, because there's other states that have done it.
Right.
But there was one case, I want to say Virginia again, where someone went and collected all the votes.
Yes.
And then threw them away.
Yes, they went door to door and were like, "We're collecting them for people. We're part of the."
And guess
the
what
election
party
commission.
this person belonged to?
Republicans.
Yeah, they had to redo the whole election.
Yes, I do remember that because I think we talked about it because we issued a warning that is no one is walking around to houses collecting ballots.
Right.
That's not a thing.
Right.
Yeah, so I always thought it was safer just to, not that I don't trust my mailman Rue. He's a good guy.
You know your mailman?
Yeah. Yeah, I leave him a tip at Christmas time. He's a great guy. In fact, he gave me a free mailbox because our whole neighborhood here is doorstep, like on slots. And my mom was a mail carrier. Like, don't make people walk up your driveway, right? So I was like, when I first moved in, I was like, "Hey, Rue, I just want you to know I'm gonna put a curbside mailbox in for you, so you don't have to walk up to my door." Because when you're delivering to 500
I didn't
houses,
know that it was like an option to switch it up. I thought that they just did that.
No, I mean, it's just how the neighborhood was built.
That sucks. Why did they build it that way?
So stupid. So I told him, I mean, this was like 8 years ago. I said, "Hey, Rue, I'm going to put in a curbside for you. My mom was a mail carrier. I'm not going to make you walk up the driveway in the snow or whatever,
Right.
And he's like, "Well, don't buy one. I'll bring you one for free."
Huh.
Then they had a bunch for free because they were going around a couple years before to everybody saying, "Hey, would you mind putting that up?"
It makes more sense. It seems so weird that they get out of their truck and walk to all these houses.
Right.
When their trucks are on the driver's side is on the other
Right.
side, like they're all equipped to just dump it in the mailbox
Right.
and go.
Well, even if it is a walking route, if you can just walk along the curb, as opposed to walking up the driveway, down the driveway, up the driveway, down the driveway,
right?
Like,
Right. It says I don't know. It's just weird.
so if you have, I mean, just consider it, people. If you have a walk-up mailbox, just consider putting a curbside one in for the sake of your mail person.
When you were growing up, did they when they brought the mail, did they always come in mail trucks, or was it ever like just a random van or car or something?
I grew up in Farmington,
Uh-huh.
and it was considered rural at the time.
Right.
So they didn't have on a uniform. And they just had he had like an old Jeep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
What's
wasn't.
what?
I think it was branded still, with the eagle thing logo, but it wasn't.
Yeah. That's
the
how
nice-
we were, 20 minutes away from Dallas, but we must have been considered that too because we had all sorts of the old Jeeps. They used
Yeah.
to drive around those cool little Jeeps. Now they have whatever
Right.
the hell they are.
They're called. Do you want to know what they're called?
Huh.
They're called LLVs. Long life
Oh.
vehicles. 'Cause they
Oh.
last forever.
I guess. They're not electric, are they?
No, they're beasts. My mom delivered in Bountiful.
Yeah.
On the hill.
Right.
So she got one of the new LLVs. It was like 4-wheel drive. She had to have chains in the winter.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So, yeah, LLV.
Speaking of electric vehicles, I watched a video today of a Tesla smoking all sorts of muscle cars. It's hilarious
yeah.
because the drivers were like, "You're cheating. This road's wet." Blah. They're all like mad about it, and he's just like,
the road's wet?
Yeah, that's what he say. He's like, I think they were placing money down on. I think it was.
You don't have to
weight
race right now, sir.
I know.
You can just go about your business.
It's hilarious, the Tesla. Anyway, Quan.
Clock. This is a short one. Okay. People have been dying from taking it. Usually they remember that couple that took it out of their fish tank cleaner. It's an ingredient in fish tank cleaner.
I did not know.
Anyway, they died or got sick because it just was chloroquine. It wasn't hydroxychloroquine.
Oh my gosh.
But Trump announced just on a whim at a press conference, he's like, "I've been taking hydroxychloroquine for a couple weeks now," and it just created this storm. Of what is he talking about? And the White House had to scramble to explain it. He's been taking it as a prophylactic to prevent COVID if he does get it. Because, listen, doctors can use it. They have been using it to treat malaria, lupus, and COVID. But there's no evidence to suggest that it's prophylactic or that it helps with coronavirus.
The most recent study has said that it actually increases your chances of dying.
Right, because it creates cardiac problems.
Right.
Yeah. So but then the thing that got me is that Dr. Drew goes on Fox and Friends and defends the use of it just vehemently. I'm like, dude, just keep your mouth shut. If the president's taking it, let the president's doctor deal with it. Why do you got to come on and defend it? Now, once again, like you said, people are going to call their doctor and say, you need to prescribe me hydroxychloroquine.
Right.
Just in case I get it.
The people that have taken it and are dying, they should have some means to sue the president or the office of the president or
you
something.
Would think.
Because he's an idiot. He's going out there like, yeah, take this. Just,
You know that the people in the White House just head in hands at that moment. Like,
I'm sure.
Come on. Are you trying to create a shitstorm for us?
Maybe. I still don't think he's smart enough to do that.
I don't know. I don't understand it. Great, man. What other meds you on? Go ahead. Share with the world.
Jacob Vockler, he posted I think he's watching right now. Does it tell us he's watching?
I don't know.
He posted something on Facebook the other day. Did you see that?
About hydroxychloroquine?
No, sorry. I'm just kind of
you're moving on?
Moving topics here. But it was about Trump and Biden and Biden gaffes and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, because Jake and I had a very friendly conversation on Facebook about it.
Yeah.
And I'm not being facetious. we really did because Here, I think I have it.
Here it is right here.
I think I have
78 comments. Uh-oh. Better not read those.
So, am I turned up here on the Bluetooth?
Can be.
I have Biden's gaffe because we were going to talk about this.
Okay.
So he's on the Breakfast Club show, and here's what he said.
Listen, you got to come see us when you come to New York, VP Biden.
I will.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump.
So there you go. That is the gaffe that Jake was talking about that Biden made. He later walked it back, saying I shouldn't have been so cavalier. I shouldn't take the black vote for granted.
Once again, this is something where I don't care, but it's a situation where I hear it, I'm like, oh, that's going to piss somebody off. I mean, I'm fine, but...
I mean, the host didn't say anything back.
Yeah.
Like, so...
I mean, he's not wrong.
No, and that was my point to Jake on Jake's post. I said, yes, this was a gaffe, and yes, he walked the comments back, but even the best polls for Trump amongst black people, he's at 14% approval.
There was a couple.
Did you hear that number?
Yeah, it's bad.
14%.
He does not have the black vote. Trump does it.
So when Biden says this with a smirk on his face,
he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. I understand that it was cavalier. That was a good word that he used to describe that. But the thing that I got bugged with, and I tried my best to not play it as a whataboutism, because I call those out a lot on Facebook. But you have to take into account the political climate and the context.
Mm-hmm.
And what I got a little frustrated with was, obviously we're completely desensitized to anything Trump says now.
Right.
So like, Jake, my dear friend, you don't share any of the shit that Trump says. But Biden says one thing and everybody's about it,
Mm-hmm.
And I explained that later. I said that we've talked about this on the show so much that Democrats attack Democrats all the time.
True.
Republicans never, ever attack Republicans.
No.
They'll defend them to the death for even the dumbest thing.
Mitch McConnell, we understand that Donald Trump murdered somebody last week. What's your stance on that? Well, I just think murder is part of the Second Amendment, and you have your right to do that
here
in
in
America.
Kentucky, we're the murder capital of the United States, and I'm proud of that. I can't talk like Mitch. I'm just not able to. Well, I mean, what's your thoughts on this?
No, like I said, it doesn't really bother me. You already know that I'm not really super happy with Biden being the candidate. No, I know.
Yeah.
The more of this stuff comes out about Biden, whether it's true or not, it's just disappointing that this is once again, mind you, I can't think of a time when there's been an election when I've been like, man, these candidates are so strong on both sides. Like, I can't. It's not in my voting history. I don't think that there's ever been one that I've just been like, ooh.
I might be wrong.
I guess Obama.
And Jake could correct me on the history.
The first term.
Jake could correct me on the history. I'm pretty sure we're probably the largest democracy ever. 350 million people.
Yeah.
Or Democratic Republic, whatever you want to call us.
Right.
There's never going to be a perfect election, ever.
No.
Ever.
No, of course not.
But there's too many people.
It's just always.
There's
Hillary and Trump that was just like.
We don't have to argue about Hillary and Trump again because Hillary Clinton was the most qualified candidate in the history of presidential elections.
But
her emails.
Well, no, not that. Just people have a big disdain for her.
They have a disdain for her because they're. Never mind.
No, I know. I'm not.
For some reason, they're unable to think that she's her own person.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Well,
I voted for Bernie.
If you are still condemning Bill Clinton for getting a blowjob in the Oval Office,
they absolutely are,
and you are voting for Donald Trump,
they absolutely
then you have a major disconnect in your brain.
There are women who did not vote for Hillary because she stayed with Bill. Yeah. That's none of their fucking business.
Now, one thing on here that I did like is there are a lot of people on this post that say they don't care for Biden, but they'd vote for a ham sandwich over Trump.
Absolutely.
And I think that is going to happen a lot. I do worry that third-party candidates are going to mean, they're going to pull a Perot and
Trump's gonna win again if people are seriously saying, I said this on Jake's post, if people, liberals or even independents, people in the middle like yourself or like Jake, if those people are going to continue to ride that high horse of I will not vote for the lesser of two evils, Trump's going to fucking win the election.
No,
again.
I'm not. But
there are people who won't.
I know.
They're not gonna vote.
I've seen plenty of posts like that, and that is.
They're either not going to vote.
That is unfortunate.
Or they're going to vote for a third party, and Trump will win again. You cannot vote for principle in a general election.
No, the time for principle was
primaries.
And unfortunately, it happened how it happened.
Now you choose the best candidate.
I mean, the millennials didn't come out and vote. Or no, was it the millennials or the zennials or whatever they're called that didn't come out and vote?
The young people didn't vote. Like from 18 to 34, that whole age group, actually 45, I think, they didn't vote in the primaries. Bernie lost because of you. It's all because of you. It wasn't the DNC. People blame the DNC. They didn't vote, people.
No, I know.
Unless you're claiming voter fraud.
Well, it did seem that they didn't want to put a lot of support behind Bernie.
But in what way? Is there proof that the DNC put money into the Biden campaign?
No.
Like, give me proof before you tell me it was rigged.
No, I don't think it was rigged.
But that's the point, right? People are saying the DNC chose Biden.
Oh no!
Even if the DNC wanted Biden, people still voted.
Yeah.
They still voted.
Yeah.
It was a democracy, in this case. So unless you're saying there was voter fraud, stop complaining. And you cannot ride. You did this 4 years ago. You rode that high horse, and Trump won.
That is not.
So Mark Cuban's about to jump in.
That is not a good idea. I would have voted for Mark Cuban.
He should have joined
in a primary.
If he was a part of the debate 6 months ago, it would have been awesome.
Why aren't? It's like.
But he's been doing basically a press tour. Can I play you a clip?
Oh yeah, I didn't know.
Because he was on Hannity, and he actually went toe to toe with Hannity about Trump's response to COVID.
Oh yeah.
Saying,
Mark Cuban is actually pretty intelligent. So.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of self-made. Not kind of. He is.
Yeah.
But Hannity had decided to play a clip of Biden speaking to basically make fun of Mark Cuban for supporting him. Let me just play this real quick.
I think a lot of you. I think you're a good owner for the NBA. You're an outspoken entrepreneur. You're a capitalist. Here's Joe Biden, your choice for president.
Introduce me. Am I on? Yes. Hey, good evening, Tampa. Thanks so much for tuning in. Look, tomorrow's Superstar Tuesday, and I want to thank you all. I tell you what, I'm rushing ahead, aren't I? We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing. If you agree with me, go to Joe 30330.
One of the things I like about.
Okay. Before I play the clip of Trump, I just want to point out that Hannity's staff, this was the best they could come up with, was 4 clips of him stumbling over his words, which we'll get into his stutter in a minute. But let me just play this one that The Daily Show always puts together here of Trump.
It's been done. A lot of renovation. If you look at some of it.
Defensive missions and missiles. Your devotion, prowess. Then you will gain momentum. Heroin alone, if you look at the heroin epidemic. The federal government is conducting an aggressive investigation. And to delegitimize. As bad as it is, it meant something by an anonymous, really anonymous. You're going to see some statistics coming out. Americans of all walks of life rose up. Assistant Secretary.
All right, that's enough. And by the way, The Daily Show puts these out like every 5 months.
Really?
It's different clips of the president not being able to speak because of his dentures or because of his brain. I don't know. I just thought it was rich that Hannity's staff found 3-4 clips of Biden saying stupid things.
What did Mark say? Did he come back?
Yeah, let's hear it.
About Mark Cuban on Shark Tank is you call it as it is. Now, let me ask you.
And you know what? Joe Biden is the king. Joe Biden is the king of malaprops, but Donald, our president, has his share.
Malaprops? No.
Yeah.
No. Do you think that guy? You don't think this guy's if he had a fastball, curveball, slow pitch that they're all gone? Come on, that doesn't scare you.
You know what? Both sides scare me. I'm not going to lie, Sean. Joe Biden scares me in some areas, and President Trump scares me in more areas, right?
He goes on and he makes a really good point to Hannity. That's why they cue up the music, because he started to win. It's mind-boggling to me that Hannity will make this comparison. Like, you know you're walking into a minefield by talking about Biden's state of mind, right?
Right.
Like, really? You're not...
Says the guy that's probably going to die from chloroxycopylene.
Right. Not to mention, Joe Biden has had a stutter his whole life. He's talked about it at length with people about how he overcame that stutter.
Mm-hmm.
So, not saying every gaffe that he makes or every mistake he makes when he's talking is due to his stutter.
I do think that if Trump's campaign or the right, if their only defense against Biden is going after him personally in his gaffes and not his policies,
right, then
that says something all on its own there.
Right. Yeah.
Real quick here, before we get into the Katie Witt update.
It's a good one.
Now, you know this is quote-unquote a free country, right?
Well, I don't know about quote-unquote, but yeah, it's a free country.
It's a free country. I mean, you're...
We can pretty much do whatever we want as long as it doesn't hurt other people.
Right. And that's the point of...
Right.
So...
yeah, that's where you're going.
Yeah, so the Costco debacle. I'm sure you've seen the video or heard about it.
Dude, all of the retail.
Yeah.
There's a Facebook group of retail workers who were physically attacked.
Really?
Yes, like stitches, black eyes. The dude got a broken arm in Target.
What?
He and another team member were escorting a guy out for not wearing a mask, and they got into a scuffle. It broke his arm.
Jeez.
The security guard was killed.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
well, I just want you to hear...
I was put you on my 3,000 follower Instagram feed, mostly locals.
Hi everyone, I work for Costco and I'm asking this member to put on a mask because that is our company policy. So either wear the mask
and I'm not doing it because I woke up in a free country.
He looks stupid. Now that's where I take...
Sounds drunk. I woke up in a free
country. He looks stupid. I don't know that people understand how business works.
No shirts, no shoes,
right?
No service.
Like,
no one complained about that.
I can't
go into 7-Eleven without shoes on.
This is a free country. Not wearing a mask is not a discrimination issue. They have the right to kick whomever they need to out of the store, especially when it comes to safety and security.
Well, these are the same people who said that it's okay for a business to discriminate against gay people.
Right.
So, even if this was discrimination, you said you're cool with it.
Right.
So
their logic is always they want it both ways.
Right.
And it just, we don't want to make queers cakes.
Right.
Okay, we don't we don't care if that's discrimination, but you cannot discriminate me if I don't want to wear a mask. It doesn't make any...
That's not discrimination.
It's not. It's public safety. It's the same reason you get pulled over for speeding when you're going 200 miles per hour. It's for everyone else's safety, not yours, you selfish mother. Anyway, how is this disconnect in there that, Mitt Romney said it. Corporations are people.
That's right. They have the
and they have the freedom to kick you out.
The Supreme Court said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand, because you hear this Target, and they're acting like we're socialists, right? And that the government owns Target. You have to let me in Target. It's my civil right to shop at Target and Costco.
Not only is it the right thing to do, but just look at it from the corporation standpoint. Okay? Let's say there's a 60-year-old woman who has been quarantined for, 6 weeks, and she finally says, I really need to go to Target. Okay, and she gets sick.
I really need to take a dump.
In Target. And let's say she gets sick in Target.
Uh-huh.
And they're able to somehow definitively trace it back to Target.
Right.
It might be frivolous, but you know there's an attorney somewhere
right.
who might try to do that.
Right.
Who might try to pin it on Target.
Yeah.
So they're really not it's the right thing to do.
Right.
But let's be honest, they're really looking out for number one.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to get sick. Nobody wants a customer to get sick
from their store.
From their store.
That's a lot of bad press.
Yeah. If it can be traced back definitively and the press jumps on that.
That's a lot of bad press for everyone. This is just a lot of bad press for a certain group of people that Costco probably doesn't really care if they shop there anyway.
Right. Right. There's check out the Facebook group or just Google it, man. Retail workers. I've worked retail. Have you? Yeah, you were Smiths. All I think
12 years
when
at
I think
Smith.
about when I planes, you know, planes, podcasts, and music.
See.
No, retail. My gosh, people are being so rude to them. Like physically harming them. They're spitting on them, which is assault, by the way.
Yeah, it is. I saw a.
If someone spit on me, I'd tackle them and citizens arrest them.
Yeah.
Like, you serious? You can spit on me. Anyway, let's switch gears to Katie Witt.
Yeah. Who is she again?
She is the mayor of Kaysville, running for Utah's 1st district.
Not governor.
In Congress.
1st district.
Right. Yeah, she's running for the 1st district.
I know.
She's losing.
Now, she wasn't before, right?
She's been losing the whole time. There's a clear front runner. I forget his name. She tried to. I talked about it on the last show. Colin Ray wants to play a show, and she wanted him to play it in Kaysville against the governor's orders of social distancing and all the other things that are contributing, right? And she really wants a tweet from Trump.
Yeah.
Is what she wants. She got it. She got into USA Today. I think she got into the Post. She's sold out so fast. So fast.
I think that these people are overestimating the amount of people who like Trump.
I thought you were going to say Colin Ray.
I had to go. I don't know who it is.
So you think that
but
she's saying
that as well?
She's saying the people who are going to vote for me.
Well, obviously, yeah, she's in Kaysville, and she's like, you know what? People in Kaysville are going to be on my side, and they think that we're getting our rights taken away, and America and Trump's going to come and pound my beaver, and blah blah blah.
Yeah. So, a Kaysvillian started a petition to censure the mayor. It got to the city council, and they did.
Nice.
And the Colin Ray cancel has been moved to a different city.
Colin Ray concert has been moved. You said canceled.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's in Tooele.
Tooele.
Grantsville.
I thought it was Grantsville. Yeah.
Same difference.
Anyway, so we'll see what happens there.
There's no one out there.
There's like 10 people.
Like, what is it going to be, the middle of the Salt Flats or something? Like,
right. So, Katie got her, I don't know what, her name mentioned in USA Today. She's not going to win. If she does, I don't know. If she starts to pull better, then we might have to do some grassroots stuff.
Speaking of grassroots, we really got to donate to this Kentucky
I already have.
Former Marine pilot.
The only politician I've ever donated to is Mitch McConnell's opponent in Kentucky, because she's tied. She's tied with him. Have you looked it up lately?
I don't remember her name, so no. Let's see. How do you spell Kentucky?
I'll just see. Amy McGrath. Amy McGrath. You should go donate to her, because nothing would be better than to see.
I would rather Mitch McConnell lose than Trump.
Absolutely.
Is that crazy?
No, it's not. I think Mitch McConnell's more dangerous.
Yeah.
Honestly,
and
I do.
He's way less attractive. I mean, Donald Trump's pretty weird looking, but Mitch McConnell is just.
Yeah.
Amy McGrath isn't like that.
But the fact that she is polling well against Mitch McConnell.
She has a way better chin than Mitch McConnell, though.
Well, she has one.
Yeah.
She has a chin.
What kind of planes did she fly?
I don't know.
Have to look into this.
Yeah, she's raised. That was back in October. She's raised $10 million. She has a fighting chance here. For one thing, Kentucky's like the poorest state in the union.
Really?
They're not good in rankings in a lot of different categories.
That's annoying that he has that much power.
Right. It doesn't make any sense. And if you mention that on Facebook, people will be like, he doesn't make policy for Kentucky. You're like, you're right, but he represents them.
Yeah.
I don't. He's not clear. He's clearly not fighting for their interest. Otherwise, they'd be doing better.
Right.
Anyway.
Doesn't make any sense.
Another update for you.
Yeah.
Remember the Judge Douglas Hogan, that gave that.
Oh yeah, that picked up a lot of traction.
That this child porn guy. This guy had 13,000 files of. It was horrible stuff.
Right.
Horrible stuff. He only gave him 200 days in jail.
Right. I thought it was 210.
210.
Come
with
on.
148 or something had already been served.
Right.
So someone started a Change.org petition. It's up to 68,000 signatures to have him either removed or that sentence changed. I did see a headline. I didn't read it, though, that the Utah State Bar defended the judge. I thought that was a mistake on their part. They should probably stay out of it.
Is there something that we're missing here? Like, are we not getting all the information? Is there, like, what? This just seems like a blatant.
No, I think that if this was a state judge, because here's what I've seen lately. There's been a number of men lately caught with child porn. 2 in Davis County recently, actually both in Kaysville. And
Maybe those people are. Maybe Katie's right. God.
So
I'm sorry. I am just going after Trump people
that's
today.
okay.
My apologies.
But here's what happened. One of the cases, I can't remember the guy's name. He was a bishop, and he had a bunch of child porn. The state is not dismissing the charges, but they're not prosecuting him and handing it over to the feds because the federal sentencing is way harsher. Way more harsh. Harsher? I don't know. So apparently Utah goes easy on child porn. I mean, I don't know, but it seems like it from this judge's. If the state bar is defending this sentence, if the state bar is defending this sentence for this kind of stuff this man had, I talked about it last episode. I really don't want to say what he had again, but it was bad, really bad.
Yeah,
really, really bad,
really gross.
And this is the sentence he got. I don't. First of all, why are we accepting a plea deal from a guy we have 13,000 files on a thumb drive?
Yeah, I know, right?
How long is the trial gonna be?
Yeah.
Like, was it fruit of the poison tree? Like, did they not have a warrant? I don't get
know.
it.
It's weird. It's all weird.
But yeah, 68,000 signatures. His name's Judge Douglas Hogan. You should go sign it and recall this judge, or at least, I don't know. Clearly, he's being sent a message. But when the state bar defends him, it's like, what are you guys doing? Like, the people are speaking here. Like, the people are saying something to you.
Right.
I don't
know. It's Utah. They don't really seem to care about what the people want.
Yeah. Oh, by the
I've
way,
noticed.
Speaking of child predators, I found the best Facebook page.
Is it Lions Chasing Children?
It is like Chris Hansen on crack and meth at the same time. It's Cassidy Campbell is this dude's name. And he basically does To Catch a Predator on, like, he records it, you know, obviously for evidence and stuff.
Amy McGrath through F-18s.
Awesome.
Just throwing that out there.
That's cool.
If anyone was wondering.
No, it's Cassidy Campbell, Cassady. Basically, he and a friend set up fake accounts as teenagers. And then just the exact same thing as To Catch a Predator.
Right.
Except when they walk in and catch the predator, it's not like, hey, have a seat right there. Like Chris Hansen. They're like, what the fuck are you doing here? And he goes off, man. Like, he clearly doesn't touch him because he knows there's law implications. So if the guy runs out the door, like,
do they bring police?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Once the guy tries to leave, or if they run, he doesn't touch them. He just says call the police, and they just chase him and just basically, like, they don't hold him, but
right. No, I get what you're saying.
You corner him somewhere, and then the police come. So yeah, this guy's freaking vigilante child predator. I can't remember the name of his foundation or organization he started, but he plays this game. Dude, he's like a freaking hick, right? And I swear he cranks up the accent, and he wears a cowboy hat. He's got a pistol on his hip, and he made this guy that came to have sex with a 13-year-old boy. He made this guy. He's like, I want you to say Donald J. Trump's your daddy. He's like, Donald J. Trump's my daddy. It's like, make America great again. Make America great again. Make America great again. You're damn right. Dude, it's freaking rich.
Here's to the 14-year-old girl.
How y'all doing? Welcome to the video. Now,
Turn that up.
Today's video is something Chester ain't done in a long
This
time.
guy looks way too
I really
much.
hope y'all enjoy this. And before everything gets
Like,
started, I just want to let y'all know that I created a Patreon account where I will be uploading one video per week on there, and I will still be uploading one video per week on YouTube. And I created Patreon. Some of y'all ask is because on Patreon
He looks way too much like Deputy Travis Jr.
He does. Oh my gosh! By the way, I downloaded Quibi.
I know, me too.
Oh, the Reno 911.
New episodes.
Okay.
You're here for the shoot?
Wait a second. I gotta clear something up.
Set you up for what, man?
Cassidy Campbell has a YouTube channel. He teamed up with the guy who does the child predator stuff. So it's
Okay.
not him.
Okay.
But it was on his channel.
Okay.
If you want to search it, just search 22-year-old man comes to see a 13-year-old boy, and you'll get this guy. He's wearing the Dallas Cowboys like pullover windbreaker and a cowboy hat. Anyway,
I mean, that's Junior right there.
That is Junior.
Oh, jeez, I messed up the thing there.
Sorry about that.
New Reno 911. Did you watch them?
Yeah, they're great.
They're pretty.
Only 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
This Quibi.
They're freaking hilarious, though.
Yeah.
Like the operation got to shoot a white guy or whatever it was.
Oh man, what's his name? What's the black guy's name? The black cop?
I don't know.
And the kid's in the pool.
Oh, yeah.
A white woman calls the police. Oh, it's really
Oh,
good.
his name is. That's his real name. Johnson, Sergeant Deputy
Johnson,
something like that. Jones.
Yeah.
It's Jones.
Deputy yeah, Jonesy.
Yeah.
Jonesy. Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe they got the whole cast back.
Yeah. It's good stuff, man.
Well, I guess we should.
Want to take a break?
We should break here.
So for the YouTube listeners, we're going to play some Rejected Takeoff, and then of course for the podcast version, Spencer will add his good stuff that he always does. So here you go.
Yeah. When we come back, I have some random headlines, and you're going to be shocked. None of them are coronavirus related.
Awesome.
I need to double check that and make sure that's true. I don't know. But anyway, when we come back, booze and laughing gas and men evolved.
scheduled program to bring you these random headlines.
We're back. Hope you enjoyed that Rejected Takeoff song. We're going to be playing a lot of those.
Speaking of which, so now that we've got this live YouTube situation figured out, I do mean semi. It's not not perfect.
Nothing's perfect, okay?
We really want to do a YouTube Rejected Takeoff show.
Absolutely.
We have not been able to play a show yet. We were, as you may remember, on the cusp of playing our first show when, lo and behold, the coronavirus
fucked everything up.
Started.
Yeah.
And it's been like 11 9/11s, and it's just...
Oh, man. You see the cover of the Times?
Was it 11 9/11s?
No. Oh, man. No. It was 1,000 names.
Oh,
victims.
Bummer, sad.
Yeah, it was only like 1%, I think.
Yeah,
we passed 100,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say
so they did 1,000 of them, and it was the whole front page.
Jeez.
Yeah, let's see if I can find it.
So basically 11 9/11s. All right. Random headlines. Grocery stores. So, oh dang it.
What's wrong? You promised.
All right. Well, I
mean, promised,
I
Spencer.
didn't realize. I mean, well, I'll try to leave it out of the story. But Missouri-based grocery store is finding creative ways to use its closed-down salad bars. Now, I don't know why their salad bars have been closed down. I don't know. You know, there's nothing going on in the world that
doesn't
would
make any sense. I
Yeah.
mean, is there a listeria outbreak?
No, but you know, maybe. You know, I've always said, you know, Bluebell. Have you ever had Bluebell ice cream?
Yeah.
They don't sell it here. It's only in Texas. Well, actually, it's pretty much everywhere but here now. But they had a big listeria thing, and it's never tasted the same since they took the listeria out. You know, I mean. Anyway, I just sent you some pictures here. They have turned it into a booze bar and a cereal station and so basically they've just chucked full of survive at home products in their what they're calling an energy bar, because it cannot be a salad bar anymore.
Energy bar.
Whatever unknown reason. Lots of Smirnoff Ice there, lots of cereal. I've been eating a lot of cereal. I think I might have a milk allergy.
There you go.
But anyway, did you see those pictures?
Yeah, well, the link you sent me didn't work, but I just Googled it and found it here. Yeah, those are Smirnoff. It's up there now for people to see. What once was a salad bar is now a Smirnoff bar.
Yeah, I mean,
can't do that in Utah.
I
though.
don't think that. Why? You could do that, right?
Well, like, not hard liquor.
Oh, no.
Actually, there might be a law against this in Utah. Who knows, man?
Probably. There's probably some weird, stupid bylaw or something. Anyway, so they're just getting creative amongst the global.
I like it.
The global.
Globalist agenda.
Yeah, that's causing people to close salad bars. Anyway.
I like it.
Beards.
Wait. I found a picture of the Times. I just want to put up real quick.
Oh.
So, yeah, here's the front page of the New York Times. 1,000 pages there.
I don't know if that's me.
I don't know if that's you or not, but anyway.
It is.
Go on with your...
freaking Fox News.
I hate Fox News,
They
man.
always...
I hate them so much.
Yeah, but they're...
Man,
when I do news stories off their site, they always have their commercials playing.
Yeah, it's always for, Cialis.
Well, this is Garnier, so, I mean...
for your hair. Cialis for your hair.
I mean...
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so... Beards.
Yeah.
You have one. It's quite intense.
Yeah.
I was told that mine is getting thicker than it was, so that's...
I got some oils.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I need to start doing that. It's gotten long enough where I can put it in my mouth, and I find myself doing that, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so stupid.
Look at that.
Yeah. Oh, that's hot, man. Ew. Okay, gross. That's enough. That's enough of that.
I got the beard comb.
Yeah, I have one of those. A beard brush.
Is it hot?
No.
No. It's hot. Mine gets hot to straighten it.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's basically pubes.
I know. It is.
So
that is. That's what. What's crazy is mine doesn't grow that long on my face. Anyway, beards.
Yeah.
Men sporting big, bountiful beards might have reason to feel more confident, and not just because women might be more sexually attracted.
I know I do.
To guys who can grow them. Research shows that flowing facial hair might have evolved to help fight humans.
Coronavirus.
Wait. Fight hungry humans. Humans who enjoy fighting.
Wait.
Might help violent humans. Let's say that. That's worded weird.
Fight hungry humans?
Yeah.
So if I was fighting a human who was hungry.
I know.
Okay.
It's worded weird. To help fight violent humans, better absorb blows to the head.
You know, I did get punched.
Recently?
Yeah, I mean, some guy on the street just walked up and hit
What?
me. No.
Really?
No.
No.
No. I don't think I've ever been.
I've never.
I've been punched once.
I've never been in a fight. I'm not an aggressive person.
I've been in a scuffle. It was like in 7th grade.
Yeah, that's
it was a complete misunderstanding, though. We're great friends
now. Anyway, this is a study from the Journal of Integrative Organismal Biology.
Come on.
Freaking Fox, stop playing your music. Anyway.
Integrative biology, you said?
Integrative biology, yeah. The findings are the cumulative of several research projects on human resilience, including... Anyway, they have found that the beard helps absorb a punch. I can't imagine that it does it...
I mean, if it was, so when boxers are, like, getting ready and they put, like, the grease on their face,
yeah,
so the gloves slip off.
Oh.
Maybe that's it.
You might get, like, rug burn or something, or...
You hurt your hand.
Ow! It's pointy. Did you hairspray that? Anyway, so kind of weird. 16% greater, and total energy absorbed was 37% greater in people with beards.
Wait, whoa! They did like a physical study, so they proved it.
Yeah, no, that's
it wasn't just a
sorry.
wow.
Yeah, this isn't just a theory. They have.
Dude, why don't boxers grow out their beards?
Maybe they will now.
Yeah.
But they've got like, do they wear headgear?
Boxers?
Yeah.
Not in the, maybe they do.
Oh.
But not in
the fake stuff.
Yeah. Man, did you see that wrestler? That, what's her name? Hannah. She killed herself, man, because she was bullied. Like, this is a real story. Hannah Kimura, Japanese wrestler.
Yeah.
She's 22 years old.
Super attractive.
And she posted really disturbing tweets. And she was just, like, bullied really bad. And she killed herself. And, like, so, I mean, be best, people. Like,
be best.
It's terrible stuff.
I don't understand attractive people who get bullied.
I don't know what she was bullied for. I didn't really want to.
She should have called me.
Didn't really want to read in depth, but I just feel bad for her. Like, come on, that's just. She's a star. Like, she was a star.
Yeah, I see that.
And, oh man, I don't understand the bullying. Were you ever bullied?
Kind of.
I mean, if it's kind of, then the answer is yes.
I mean,
people who are bullied downplay.
I was definitely picked on, but when I look back at old pictures of myself, I definitely deserved it.
I never really got bullied. I got lucky. Probably should have been. I mean, I was like 4 feet tall until my senior year.
I know there were there were like 3 or 4 kids that I didn't like to be around because they were mean.
Yeah.
I think at scout camp was one time I got picked on pretty bad, but nothing major.
Yeah, that happened to me at scout camp once too. I went off though, but the same thing, man. The guy who did it to me, the kid who did it to me, we're great friends. You know.
The kid who did it to me
suffered a concussion.
No,
and
a
laceration.
He actually chopped his finger off a couple years ago, and he still continues to be a douchebag. And he was in the Army, and he's a terrible. And yeah.
So you're saying he got his?
He did. His whole family's terrible, though. It wasn't just him. They are just bad people. Speaking of bad people, whippets.
Okay, what's a whippet?
You don't know what a whippet is?
No.
The nitrous oxide, and you. It's a way to get high.
Okay. I mean, I love nitrous oxide.
Nitrous oxide.
Yeah.
We'll forget about whip pits. But anyway, so there's these scientists, right? And they are studying emperor penguins.
Okay.
Very attractive penguins. And they find themselves getting high. They are just like, what is happening? I'm tripping balls.
These emperor penguins.
No. The scientists.
The scientists.
The people studying them are becoming inebriated slightly and actually getting sick. And it turns out that the penguin colony's feces is putting off levels of nitrous oxide that are 100 times higher than in a fertilized field.
We got to go.
I know.
We got to. You know who's never had nitrous oxide? Ashley. Now, she's never had a cavity.
I have had it, but I don't remember it doing much to me. I don't.
You gotta crank it up to like 5 liters or whatever it is.
I haven't been to the dentist in 30 years, 16 years. But anyway,
I get nitrous for a cleaning. I go in there to get X-rays and a cleaning. I need
can
the
you
gas.
do that?
Yeah, you just ask. You just gotta ask. Answers always no if you don't ask. All right. Yeah. And I tell them, I'm like, I know what I need. I need 2.2. They're like, no, we normally do 1.7. I'm like 2.2.
Apparently, nitrous oxide is 300 times more polluting than CO2.
Yeah, that's why we need to breathe it.
Yeah.
ASAP.
Yeah.
We can get rid of it.
We can be the trees for nitrous oxide. So I don't know what it is about penguin guano. Did you know?
Guano.
Did you know
Collect the whole
that that guano? What do you typically?
Bat poo.
Right. But apparently
just
it's
only
also
because of Ace Ventura.
But also apparently it's the term for seabirds as well.
Like a seagull?
Yeah, like a penguin, seagull, sea eagle.
Oh man, you know what? I mean, I know penguins are birds.
Yeah.
I just never thought of seabird.
Yeah.
Like
Well-
if someone said list all the seabirds you could think of.
Yeah.
I'd be like seagull.
I mean, they are one of the odder species of birds.
Right.
When it comes
peacock
birds.
And they're not seabirds.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Flightless birds.
Yeah, but they like fly in the water. You know, it's I don't know.
They were right. They look like when they're swimming. They look like they're flying.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like a ray. Rays do that too.
Yeah, they do.
They look like they're birds.
A stingray,
Or a manta ray.
which is the mascot. I'm sorry, I don't even know what. What are we talking about? Well, you know, none of that was really bad news. I mean, it was pretty clear that we need to go to the South Pole and hang out with penguins.
Oh, okay. I thought that was the cue for lighter news.
It is.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was saying. None of the stories were bad, so you know, you may not need this uplift of lighter news, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it to you anyway. All right, man allegedly chokes his mother for not giving him a cigarette lighter.
I think that the allegedly is in the wrong place in that sentence. It should be man chokes mother for allegedly not giving him a cigarette lighter. I mean, whether or not he choked her should be a fact.
Right.
You know, the allegedly just few words too early, in my opinion, is all I'm saying.
Well, according to the affidavit, Tyler Corey, who is 27, demanded a lighter from his mother so he could smoke a cigarette on the patio. She told investigators Corey was cursing at her, so she asked him to lower his tone and get another lighter. And then Corey put his hands around his mother's neck before shouting at her for the lighter again.
Oh, my word.
This is what nicotine will do to you, kids. Don't do cocaine or nicotine.
Well, yeah, I mean, any of them, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, just stay away. Ashley and I were talking about vaping.
Yeah.
And whether or not, do you think, I mean, I'm sure the stats are out there, more people started consuming nicotine because vaping, or do you think that more people are using it to try and quit?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Barron Trump, and they know all the answers to that, I think. But I know that.
Did you say Barron Trump?
Yeah,
Son?
isn't he the one that they're all worried about? So they're starting their anti-vape situation.
Oh, all right.
When
No,
Trump was like, "Let's get rid of all vaping flavors everywhere."
Oh, I mean,
I'm
yeah,
gonna override the governors. No, I'm just anyway.
That was because of the lung issue. That
Yeah.
people were getting.
Anyway, I don't know. That's interesting. I'm sure the numbers are out there because I know through listening to the news and such that there's a high percentage of high schoolers and middle schoolers that are doing it. Like a very high, higher than smoking ever has been, this
Right.
sort of situation.
Yeah.
Now my brother-in-law does it to get off smoke. I've known lots of people actually who are doing it to wean themselves off smoking.
Right.
Hopefully the end result being getting off smoking completely. Whether that happens or not, I don't know.
Yeah. How is he done? Is he
my brother-in-law?
Yeah.
He's
Didn't he like to chew? Or was he a smoker?
No, he smoked.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if he ever chewed.
My brother did it when they first came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He did it for a while and then he started smoking again, but then he stopped before the baby and he hasn't smoked in I don't know how long. But
good for him.
He does still vape, which whatever.
That's tough. That's tough.
I mean, I know that nicotine in general is bad, but if I'm sitting next to someone, I'd rather the person who's vaping and smoke instead of smoking.
Well, it's not the nicotine; it's the tar and the free other shit that's in there.
Yeah, I mean, smoking just smells so bad. Some of it smells like feces.
And they don't know.
I don't know.
Smokers don't realize how big their bubble of nastiness is. You know what I mean? You can smell that thing like 10 cars back.
Oh yeah, you can. That's
Yeah,
true.
I know.
It's really gross.
I wasn't lying.
I thought maybe. Well, before we go, couple things here. First of all, have you been watching any new TV shows?
No. Ashley and I watched a season of Survivor. Yeah. Every once in a while, you just queue it up and you can watch a whole season in a couple days.
Okay. I started watching The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty funny show. I haven't finished it yet. I started watching. There's a new documentary on Netflix about trials and tribulation. No.
Oh, the TV.
Yeah.
Okay, I did watch that whole series.
Did you? There's like 8 episodes, I think.
Yeah.
That was pretty interesting.
It was really interesting.
How much the media influences.
Yeah.
These trials.
The most disturbing one was that rape, that gang rape.
That was a very, and you know what's interesting is watching, especially that one, which took place in 1983, I believe.
Yeah.
How much we have progressed as a people in regards to rape and that sort of thing, the Me Too movement, because there were women. There were tons of women that they interviewed that were like, well, if she's asking for it.
Just so you guys know, this woman was gang raped on a pool table in a bar. And, yeah, there were women talking to the press saying, well, maybe she asked for it. Maybe she wanted it. What was she wearing? Yeah.
And it was kind of encouraging that we have come a long way.
Yeah.
I thought the Bogdanovic, the guy.
Blagojevich,
that was interesting.
No, he's guilty as hell, man.
Oh, obviously.
He got disbarred recently.
Oh, really?
He was released. Yeah, and then the Illinois State Bar disbarred him, so he can't.
I can't remember. There was at least one where I was kind of on the fence about their guilt, but I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah.
Any of them for you?
Well, I know that Blagojevich is guilty. It's on tape. I mean, he claims that if you listen to more tapes, it would add more context, but he clearly says on the tape, I'm not giving this away for free.
Yeah, I know.
In terms of Obama's Senate seat that he was supposed to fill.
That was dumb.
Yeah.
Now, one show, the reason we're talking about this, that I'm super excited for, that's coming out the 29th, this Friday.
Yeah.
Steve Carell is back.
He's back, baby.
In Space
in the
Force.
Office. Oh.
Space Force.
Here you go.
Which apparently is The Office in space.
Oh, man, I can't wait for this show, for real.
Pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be great. You know, it's Fred Willard's final performance. Did you know Fred Willard died?
No.
Do you know who Fred Willard is?
Yes. What happened? That guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, he comedic genius. Spinal Tap. Basically anything with Christopher Guest. He was always. Yeah, Fred Willard.
I was really bummed when he did, because he did Jimmy Kimmel all the time up until like.
I mean, he was old. Not that, you know.
He
so
did look pretty. He was really shaky and frail the last couple times he was doing Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah,
But
I'll put up a picture here so people can see who.
Anyway,
super funny guy.
I am really excited about Space Force. I think it's going to be fun and funny.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
On that note,
That's about it.
yeah, no, sorry.
No, that's good.
Real quick,
Yeah.
before we're done, I have some audio I'm going to play you.
Okay.
Okay. Now, as you know, because you live here, we live very close to Hill Air Force Base.
Yes.
Okay. Which is home to 78 of the brand new F-35 fighter jet.
Right.
A single engine, 5th generation
Noisemaker.
fighter.
Yeah.
A very sleek, cool airplane.
They are very cool. You can't even see them, according to Trump. You remember that?
Yeah, you can't.
The naked eye.
Looking straight at him, and it just
disappears. It's like the switchblade on I Spy.
Yeah. Now these planes literally fly directly over my house.
Right.
Now I'm not making that. It's
No, they do.
They
take
they
off from
turn
Hill. Yeah.
right over my house. Like I have seen the pilots' faces before.
Right, and they're flipping us off.
Yeah.
No, I think I know why too. I was thinking about it the other day because we live blocks from each other.
Right.
I mean, frankly, we've been stuck in this room though for a while. I think here's what happened. Rich people live on the east bench.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, they take off going south.
They do.
The Air Force Base is south of us. So they take off going south. They turn north, come back over our neighborhood, then bank west to go out to the proving grounds.
Well, if you look at the patterns, allegedly that's the quietest way for them to take off. Now,
well, I don't care which way they take off. Why don't they just go directly west? Why do they have to come back north and then out west above our house? We live.
Well, they don't. They don't do that.
Yeah,
That's when they land.
No. I've seen them go out west from our house.
I think sometimes they circle around the airport to meet up with each other, but I don't know.
No, I swear they're going out to Doug.
No, they do. They do. That's
After
what they
flying
that's what
over
they
our
do.
house. Yes, when they land, they're coming back in this
sometimes
way.
I don't know. But did you know that usually at most Air Force bases, to reduce the noise, they take off and they kind of fly over the runway and then they just go almost straight up?
Yeah, the F-16s used to do that.
But they can't here.
Why?
Because of the air traffic into Salt Lake City International.
They could do it.
I
These are
don't know
jet
that they can
fighters,
because you
man.
can see them like, I don't know.
They're not going up to 30,000.
Anyway, listen. If an airliner was at 30,000 feet at our houses, they would have a hell of a descent to make to land.
Yeah, but they're all coming in from the south. They go and circle around.
It depends. You know, I don't want to get into the
listen,
semantics.
it's not threading a
of
needle here.
running.
They could go straight up and then go.
Anyway, so I have two recordings here.
Okay.
Now, the Air Force is on record as saying these planes, these F-35s, are just as quiet as the previous generation, the F-16s.
They're so full of shit.
And I like BS. There's no freaking way.
They're so loud.
All right, so
I've
here,
lived in this county, well, Weber and Davis, my entire life. I've been around these planes, the F-16s, probably even the F-15s, when I was really small.
Right.
Like, there's no way.
So first, I'm gonna play a video of a A-10. Now, if you're familiar with the A-10, it's it's an aircraft. It's actually a very old plane.
Dude, the A-10.
Started in the 60s, but it's a workhorse. But you know, usually the older you get, the louder they are. But
the
go ahead
A-10
and-
is probably my favorite.
It is a sweet airplane. Now they land because they do maintenance.
It's their guns that are pretty cool.
So this is an A-10 flying over my house.
Okay.
Okay. It's coming in here because they come in from the south and they loop over my house. Like my house is some waypoint.
Right.
And then they land. It's crazy. You can hear it in the background there.
Okay.
It's coming.
Yep.
All right. Probably should have fast forwarded this a little bit.
It's okay. Look up A-10 shooting. It's so cool.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how fast that cannon goes, like 72 rounds a second or something like that.
It pushes back on the airplane. It has so much force. Like, they have to... Okay.
Can you hear the jet?
So that's right over my house. Now, it sounds kind of loud, but it's not.
No, you could still have a conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Now let me find my F-35 video here, and
It's a freaking cool plane though, the F-35.
I love it. You know, and we talked about this and how upset I was when I went to the Hill Air Force Base museum, and there were no F-35 models in the entire freaking museum.
These guys can take off up and down.
Oh, the dog's barking too. Not these.
Oh man, you can't even hear me right now on the recording.
So.
And you should know, Spencer did not adjust the volume.
No.
They're just legitimately that much louder. Is that two? Is that those are two planes?
Yeah. So if I have the windows up or down, if I want to hear what's on the TV, I have to pause it.
They are incredibly loud.
But the Air Force is like, no. It's just in a different frequency range. It's the same. I looked it up, and that's what they're saying. I'm like, just say it. Just be honest, okay? I like the planes flying. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
We live next to an Air Force
Be
base.
honest,
Yeah.
okay? Don't lie to me and say they're the same freaking decibels.
I think you can get a decibel meter on your phone.
Oh, yeah.
Just do that. Let's prove it.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to.
We can get a video camera and video it so it's it's proof.
Yeah,
we get a newspaper with the date. And we can prove it next time the A-10s are in, because they're not always here.
No, and there's an abundance. I was lucky to get one landing because me being there and getting to, one more thing about the F-35. The F-35 demonstration team for the whole country is stationed here.
Okay.
So they're like the Thunderbirds, except they're not all dressed up and fancy like them, but they do that kind of stuff.
Right.
And they had all their shows canceled this year, obviously.
Yeah.
And so they did that flyby, but they are doing practices over Hill Air Force Base.
Ooh.
So if you want to check it out on Tuesday, this week and Friday, they'll be doing practices. I'll probably go check it out on Friday and see what that's all about.
Let's do it. And we could take our decibel meter.
Oh, yeah.
Decibeliter.
Maybe we'll see
Decibel.
I've got absolutely nothing to do on Fridays. Do you think the Air Force minds if I just hang out around the base?
Yeah, you can't park anywhere. Anywhere. You can walk, but if you stop walking, that plane will come and
applying the drones. Zoom, boom.
Yeah.
Ooh. One more aviation news.
Okay.
You know the SR-71?
I do.
Fastest plane, Mach 4, 2,300 miles per hour.
Yes.
Was
Cuba.
it that? It was 1,400 miles per hour. It's fast.
Mach 4 would be 24.
Yeah.
Ish.
They're making a SR-72 to be even faster. But
is it going to be as big? That thing is a monster.
It's not, but it's unmanned.
Ooh.
Yeah, kind of lame.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Anyway, sorry for the the boring second half of the episode.
While we're
penguins and
the nice thing about YouTube is I can show people our website now, thearcticpodcast.com. It's right here,
right there.
Play every single episode. Down here, you're going to be able to stream our live episodes.
Give us your feedback on whether you want to see a Reject to Take Off show live on YouTube. If that'd be something you watched, I don't know. People, there's only
you can buy merch. Remember doing pigeons? There's a shirt right there. Doing pigeons.
It's only me and Jacob are watching right now.
You can get our faces on the jacket.
Take off your shirt and jacket.
Yeah, some women's swag there as well.
Women's underwear.
Yeah.
I don't know why we have that.
Anyway, well, thanks for joining us for our first live recording of the Arctic Podcast. It's been a pleasure, Spencer.
Really. Sorry, I was reading the comments.
Anyway, thanks for being here, everybody. At The Arctic Pod on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, thearcticpodcast.com. For episode 87, I'm Brian.
I am Spencer. We'll see you next time.